As future president and the person presiding over union meetings, what are your ideas for attracting more members to union meetings? Do you support events like Pack the Hall?
I do support events like Pack the Hall. I think we need to actually brainstorm and come up with multiple ideas to bring more people in and encourage participation at meetings and not just show up. I also feel that members need to have an idea of what's going to be covered during the meetings. So when they come in, it's not just pay your dues and here's some news. It's how to be more actively involved. I do believe that we need to continue having meals served at least once a month to keep member morale up. And the door prizes are neat, but we need to also come up with more information while we're at the meetings. Central Labor Council provides a lot of information for us to share with our members, and I think we could do a better job in forwarding that information on.
I definitely support Pack the Hall. I would like to see more cookouts for the meetings. Maybe have certain meetings on Fridays instead of on Mondays. So you figure people don't have the reason to say, oh, it's Saturdays or Tuesdays the next day, and it's too hard to get there with national traffic. The meeting goes too late. I work too early the next day. I would like to do some things to get rid of those excuses. Maybe have one of the meetings monthly on a Friday at 7:00. You could have a barbecue outside at the pavilion. Would be one way to do it. Then your both people would be off the following day. Another thing I would like to do to attract the apprentices to the meetings is institute some sort of percentage of meetings attended and apply that with, if they have a high enough grade point average, to do some sort of book scholarship from the Union Hall as a donation to the apprenticeship.
What it looks like to me to bring more people into union meetings, I think we need to get our affiliate groups up and running. We need to give people the responsibility. We need to give them the opportunity to lead their individual organizations wherever they're passionate, like Renew, like the Gabriel Iglesias Latino group, like the Lattimores. Like there are tons of groups that are IBEW that are like, so a lot of people don't. EWMC is not supposed to be a group. EWMC is actually the accumulation of your other affiliate groups together as the minority caucus. So it's your Lattimores, it's your Gabriel Iglesias, it's all these other your military, your women's committee, it's all those groups together make up EWMC. And I think to get more people to the hall is you gotta empower people to take on responsibility, but actually believe that their work is worth a darn. Because it's even for me, if I don't think I'm doing anything meaningful, it's hard for me to even stay focused. That's true in work. It's true in my hobbies. Like if it feels meaningless, like I'm not moving or making any progress, I don't want to do it. So how could I ask somebody to come to a union meeting, take time out of your job just because you're in the union, but to come and show up to this meeting and talk about the bills? I could get a text and do that. I'd much rather figure out another system of I don't know what that looks like, of bringing people together so that we're actually talking about shit we care about, but the union meetings have a purpose, right? And that's to talk about the business. Aside from getting our affiliate groups together and finding people that want to take on responsibility, I think union meetings could be 45 minutes. I think, probably the best way a union meeting should go is like, listen, guys, we're going to work through the business. And then once this union meeting is over, we're going to have a round table where we can actually talk and discuss. If there's something you want to do, from 7 to 7:30 is the union meeting. This is when we're going to talk about the business, the bills, committees, if you want to make donations, if you want to support an organization, you need to be here from 7 to 7:30. But after that, so from 7:30 to 8:00, we're going to pick a few topics or maybe you send an email. These are the issues that I are pressing me this month. We're going to pick a few of those. We'll shoot that email back out, get a consensus. Hey, we would want to talk about this. If you guys have time, great. Let's do it. Let's actually talk about these issues and how we can work through them. To me, that would be more meaningful than this everybody. I don't need it. I don't know. Still,
I think that's great.
I I've never been a big fan of union meetings, but at the same time, I'd say if we value union meetings, then we should have a way for everybody to come to union meetings, including apprentices. So that's something I'm very adamant about. I wouldn't want to change the union meeting structure that took away opportunities from apprentices to be able to come. Like, I don't like the idea that it's only on Monday and, well, if you're not in class, you ought to come, or, well, why do you only care about my opinion when I'm not in class? So the rest of the time I'm just like a robot going through this system. And we're a unit, we're together, but like the only time my opinion is valid, like when I'm not in class, it's like, well, shit, if you don't value my opinion all the time, like, why should I care when you want my opinion? It's like, I don't like that tit for tat kind of deal. I'd much rather find a different way to have union meetings where everybody that wants to participate can come, and especially the people that are taking interest, they're taking our responsibility of like running organizations. If you want to come, you want to participate, and like that's another deal. But I mean, that would ideally, I think, a union meetings just need to be on a better day where everybody can go. That might help, but hell if I know.
I would definitely support events like that. Honestly, I've been out of the area for the last 2 years, so it's hard to say what I would do to attract members because I don't really know why they're not showing up. I would have to learn and figure out some things before I could give a definitive plan of action to make that move forward.
I would personally like to see something that would, we talked about it earlier. I really do want to see apprentices' books paid for, especially in the first couple 3 years when apprentices aren't making much. I have no problem with tying that to attendance at the union meetings, certain number of meetings that have to be attended, and of course, progress in the school, acceptable progress, passing. So that would require, working with the school, of course, because there are Monday, Wednesday classes that would be an issue. But I think that getting the apprentices in there and getting them invested in and understanding the processes at the hall, at the meetings, I think that would be a very good thing. As far as getting, I would absolutely support pack the hall. I don't I don't know. I think that I would like to see the apprentices there on a regular. I think that would be it. When you go to the meetings, it's pretty much the same people that show up all the time. It would be good to widen that.
That one's a tough one, as past working for past administrations. I've seen a couple of things that's been tried to be implemented, and it really didn't come to fruition, whether it be the attitude toward the hall, the attitude toward the main one in charge, whatever it may be. But I would like to look at having maybe keep the first union meeting on that first Monday, but I'd like to explore the option of maybe doing the second meeting on a Saturday evening. I don't want to get into nobody's time and a half, you know what I mean? And that's always been the issue with having a meeting on a weekend was if we did it during the day, then people would be missing their time and a half. But I think we could look into doing it like quitting time on a Saturday, and maybe get some, at least if we could get more people at one meeting, If we could double up what we have now for one meeting, I think it would spread.
Do you support events like Pack the Hall?
I do. Anything to get the membership there. I believe that they are the deciding factor when everything, the leadership of our union, that the membership should be the final thought before making any assumption or any agreement to where they're going to be the ones affected. I think a lot of people have lost that.
To continue to encourage our members to be involved and invite them to the meetings, one-on-one conversations, and that starts with each of us, right? I can't physically ask over 2,000 members to show up to a union meeting, but when we all do it together, we get a little bit more participation. And then for Pack the Hall, I'm all about it. And I think with a little bit more advance notice, I believe that we can make this a more successful event when we have all people on board on the same page of what we're trying to accomplish.